Let me first ask you about your results. The profit, the trailing profit was a little bit of a miss from what the street was looking for, about $100 million. But the forecast is very bullish. How does that indicate the economy's impact on Moller-Maersk?
Well, our 2017 result was a significant improvement over 2016. We improved profits, cash flow, revenue by more than 13%. So that was a good improvement, but it was over a very weak 2016, and we slightly missed our original guidance of an improvement of more than $1 billion. That was very much driven by the fact that we had a cyber attack in the third quarter, which significantly impacted our business, cost us around $300 million. But we are seeing good progress, and we expect to deliver a result in 2018 that is better than what we delivered in 2017.
Yeah, you're looking for profit growth that's up 43%. Seems a very bullish indicator for a company that is so well placed to profit from growing global growth. In light of the recent market rout, are you concerned at all about global growth?
Well, if we look around in the world today, we have broad-based global growth. I mean, the U.S. is growing, Europe is growing. A lot of the economies that have had a hard time because of lower commodity prices are now growing. The oil companies are making record profits at $65 oil. So on the whole, we have a very positive view on the global economy, and that rubs off on container demand, of course. Last year, we saw global container demand grow by 5%, significantly more than global GDP, which is an indicator that things are going well. And we expect, that this will continue also in 2018.
One of the notes we're kicking around this morning from Chris Ruppke at Mitsubishi UFJ warns of, a rising interest rate environment. We all expect 3 rate increases from the Fed. You see 10-year treasuries going up to 2.8, 2.9%. If rates continue to rise, does that hurt your customers? Does that hurt the business?
At some point, probably, but we also have to keep in mind that we are talking about increasing rates from an extremely low level, one, and two, we are talking about increasing rates because the economy is doing well. So I mean, it's a little bit of a chicken and egg situation also in that respect.
Guy?
Soren, good morning. Thank you very much indeed for letting me jump in. Let's talk a little bit about capacity. I've got a chart up here which shows where capacity is for containers at this point in time. We're pushing higher once again, back up to those kind of 2015 highs. We've got a lot of new capacity coming on right now, and there's some very big ships coming through. What do you think that's going to mean for pricing?
Well, I do believe in a broad sense that the fundamentals for container shipping are actually quite good, both because the economy is growing well in most economies around the world, but also because the order book for new container ship capacity is at an all-time low. Around 13% of existing capacity is currently under construction. So if markets continue to grow 3, 4, 5%, then we're actually in a relatively good position from a supply and demand position.
So you do see capacity rising, but still from a very low level, a little bit like interest rates.
Well, I think the capacity will grow this next year and the year after, but in a manageable way.
Are you worried about market share? There were periods last year when you lost some market share in the container line. Can you reverse that trend in 2018?
So our fourth quarter, we grew in Maersk Line 3.6%, which was slightly above market growth. And what that meant for us was that we saw that after the cyber attack in the third quarter, where we clearly lost share, we saw that there's actually no long-term customer effect from the cyber attack, and we're back in business, so to speak. So we continue to expect that we will be able to maintain our market share.
Soren, quick question again from London. You've sold 2 of the energy units. You've got 2 more still to sell. Does kind of $70 a barrel on crude for Brent mean that actually you think it'll be easier to do that?
Well, the two units that we have left, so to speak, are our Maersk drilling business, our drilling contractor, and our supply ship company, Maersk Supply Services. Those are both, let's say, derivatives of the oil industry, and as the oil companies are making more money and, in fact, record profits, we do expect that will mean increased activity in terms of drilling for new oil. That will be good for both of those businesses. So that should be a positive.
So I think the Maersk family holding company is taking the tanker unit. Total is taking the oil unit. The drilling unit, the outlook is good for the drilling unit right now. Does the Maersk family holding company want in on that deal too?
Well, we have classified both Maersk Supply Service and Maersk Drilling as businesses held for sale or discontinuing businesses, and therefore we do that because we believe we can execute a transaction within the next 12 months, and exactly what that transaction will be, I'll tell you when we have done it.
Not going to tell me, guy, who's negotiating with right now.
No, I'm unsurprised by this, to be honest, Matt. Soren, you're integrating. You're in the process of you're going to be pulling in Hamburg South pretty soon into the business. The advantages of that deal feel front-loaded. Given what you said about capacity, given what you said about what is going on in the market, do you kind of give us an idea of how big a boost short-term that integration is going to help you out?
Well, first of all, with the acquisition of Hamburg Süd, we will move to a position where almost 1 in every 4 reefer containers and 1 in every 5 of all containers are moving on our network. That gives us scale. It'll help us drive cost out. We have a synergy target of $350 to $400 million just for that, but we believe that it will be overall positive for our unit cost development and our competitiveness. We will be able to provide a better, more broad-based product for our customers. So all in all, this is a move to continue to grow the business and deliver good products.
Soren, I want to finally ask you about the market route. I mean, you've got your hands, as CEO of Moller-Maersk, on some of the biggest economic machinery in the world. What does this equities route mean to you? When we see the S&P 500 all of a sudden slump 4% and then another 4%, is that a concern?
I mean, I think stock markets also impact the real economy, especially if they drop a lot. The current, if we can call it, correction in the stock markets, of course, comes on the back of an extremely strong 2017, and I think it's too early to think that the world is dramatically changing.